what it takes is experience. It takes diligence. It takes the biggest thing in contracting that you can understand, and I'm sure it applies to business in general, is understanding your cash flow. Because you will have weeks where you feel like you're breaking the bank, you're raking it in. Man, I closed out 5 jobs and I made a ton of money. Let me go buy a new boat. Well, that's not what you want to do. Okay, honestly, because the next week you may close out 0 jobs. But the overhead burden didn't really shift. You still have people working for you, you still got people dependent on you. You've hired more people. So short of firing people and turning down work, or not going out to do estimates or not doing um, more, you get into this cycle where you're chasing your tail. And we've done it. We've done it for a very long time. And I don't know that as a business owner you ever get out of the cycle of chasing your tail. It's just how you manage that cycle. Honestly, that's all it is. The requirements of business are all the same, right? You've got to pay your taxes. You've got to hire people. You've got to maintain a payroll. You've got to find work. You've got to generate leads and create awareness and do branding. And that is all going to remain the same when you're small or when you're large. More work, more money, equal more problems, equal more responsibility, more commitments to the end user, to the client. And so, the best advice that I could give you out of all this and everything that we've talked about, and it applies to contractors, but it also applies to everyday small business owners, is to understand your cash flow and do everything you can in the very beginning when you're making smaller amounts and you're starting to want to go out on your own and grow your business. You need to understand cash flow and the importance of the statement that cash is king. And the reason for that is in contracting, when you have, let's just say for instance, we do a draw schedule for a home build, and part of that draw schedule is work. You do work, they come, they inspect it, they give you a paycheck. Well, inevitably there's going to be a delay sometimes, and so you're sometimes overcommitting. You commit money knowing that you're about to get a draw, and it becomes this cart before the horse, right? Where you pay a sub or a vendor and expecting to get a draw that week, and you don't get it, right? And again, it's the same thing in other businesses where you think you're going to make a big sale, but something happens. It could be as simple as this: ACHs take longer than credit card payments. And when you have to make payroll, if you're new or your system is new, the ACH, a bank ACH, is going to take even longer to hit your bank account, money in the bank, than somebody who's been doing the bank ACHs for a while. And so what you've got to look at is physical money in the bank, right? And make your decisions based on what you currently have all the time. And the reason that I say that is because if somebody calls and uses a credit card, it could take 2 or 3 days. Don't spend the money until it hits. If somebody calls and uses a ACH, it could take up to 10 business days. Don't spend the money until it hits, okay? Because you never know if it goes through, if there's going to be a hiccup, and you're like, okay, I've got 10. It's Monday. They called and made an ACH, and I can go ahead and line this work up, get my subs out here, and go ahead and get started. Because sure enough, by Friday, I'm gonna have my money, and I can pay the subs.